event is
All right,
sanctioned by
ladies and
Gamma
gentlemen,
USA.
this is a 3-round youth kickboxing bout. And in the war paint tattoo blue corner, a kickboxer weighing in at 134 pounds from Upper Cumberland MMA, Isaiah Scott. And in the absolute asphalt red corner, a kickboxer weighing in at 136 pounds from Quest MMA, Kris, the Future Conway.
A lot of crowd pop for Mr. Conway.
Let's give them 3 Johnaroos.
Oh, here we go.
Spartans,
It's
prepare
time.
for glory.
Aru, Aru, Aru. I don't know how we did on that Aru.
That was pretty good.
Was it?
You know how it goes. It gets better over the course of the night.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
It builds, it falls, it ebbs, it flows.
It ebbs and it flows.
Here we go. Kris
things
Conway, Isaiah Scott.
It's going to be a banger of a fight here.
Both fighters very long for this weight class.
Doing a fantastic job right out the gate of checking and returning there from Isaiah. Wow, Isaiah's throwing hard.
Yeah, he's got smoke.
I'm constantly impressed by these young guys, man. I mean, literally, it's so crazy to see 16-year-old kids who could just absolutely smoke 99% of adults.
Yeah.
Just absolutely wouldn't last 10 seconds with these kids.
When you say
man.
he's only been training for a year, that's incredible.
I mean,
he looks so
unbelievable,
poised.
man. And like I said, he said he grew up in sports his whole life, and
Yeah, you can see the
sometimes
athleticism.
all it takes is a little push to get that ball rolling.
Speaking of a push, nice push kick there.
A
Stop
beautiful
up by
push
a second
kick.
one. Oh,
And that was a
and a big
hard
right
right
hand
hook.
lands. Conway
Isaiah-
seems a tiny bit dazed.
Isaiah, but Conway doing a fantastic job of moving his head continuously. You know, you can get one landed on you, but move your head and nice job.
Yeah, it's those
good
follow-up
exchange.
shots that you don't see that really hurt you.
Isaiah kind of looks like Carlos Prates to
Oh!
me. If you know the
Nice
UFC fighter
jab.
Carlos Prates.
Carlos Prates, shout out. Kris Conway's going to have to earn some respect. He's going to have to get something that keeps Isaiah from
Yeah.
just marching forward
And-
and shooting all of his shots.
And this is something Kris is going to continue to get better about this.
Nice.
Kris is more of a contact point fighter, right? And so when he gets hit by these really big hard shots that he's just not used to in the training room, they can have an effect on you when you're not used to that.
Sure, it's a little
So
jarring.
if he would just add a little bit more power, and that's going to happen. He's going to get bigger. He's going to get stronger. He's going to add his power.
Hey.
The technique is there though. He's just got to stay on the right path and keep improving. He's got to move his head there.
Yeah. A
Doing
little bit of blood coming from Kris Conway's nose.
The big kick was good, but he got countered off of it.
Yeah.
It was a hard low kick, man. And yeah, we got the fans coaching, and he listened to the fans coaching.
Nice little right hand lands right towards the end of the round.
And that was a hard one.
Yeah, Kris Conway looking good towards the end of the round.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another close round. The harder shots probably landed by Isaiah.
Yeah.
And real quick, I want to give a shout out. I didn't get to give a shout out to the rest of the Upper Cumberland MMA corner. That is Matt Violet, is one of the striking coach out of Upper Cumberland MMA. So I got to give him a big shout out as well. Matt Violet.
Cool name.
Head head striking coach of Upper Cumberland MMA. Jonathan Robbins being the the jiu-jitsu coach. And now let's see. Isaiah looking very poised, listening to the commands that he needs to do. Very proprioceptive in there. And Conway is stoic as always. We're never going to be able to get much out of Conway.
They're attending to that nose, though. He does have a bleeding, leaking nose.
He sure
He's
does.
taking a few shots. Yeah, if we were scoring that round in quarters, I'd say Isaiah got the first 3 quarters and Kris Conway won the last quarter of the round. But they're going to score that thing in its entirety. I think Isaiah took that first round. Here we go, checking out the second round between Isaiah Scott, Upper Cumberland MMA, and Kris Conway, Quest MMA. Round 2. Oh, wow.
Isaiah coming out.
Right
out of the gate coming at him.
Isaiah Scott with a nice right hand. The right hook lands.
That was a wonderful combination there. Wonderful by both these guys. I'm just constantly impressed by these young men.
This is the third time we've seen Kris Conway throw that front
Yeah.
kick followed up by a spinning rear kick.
He's also doing a fantastic job of fading the range on the kicks and then coming right back in with that straight right hand. If he would followed it up just a little more after the straight cross, it would serve him greatly. That's what I'm talking about.
Why back off there?
I think, did we have another cup? Okay, so I was noticing this earlier. Isaiah has a mouthpiece that is not fitting correctly.
Yeah,
And you can see every time.
with it, yeah.
Maybe if it's one of those.
It gets knocked out right now.
Boil and bite mouthpiece or things like that. Maybe he didn't even bite it and boil it. Who knows?
Might have just bit it.
But again, these are the interesting things. When you don't have $100,000 to spend on a training camp and your equipment, these things happen. Conway bleeding greatly out of the mouth and nose now.
Yeah.
Unbelievable combo out of him, though. Absolutely incredible job.
Tell you what, Isaiah Scott's found a real home for that overhand right.
Absolutely, he has.
That right hook is landing.
Yes, constantly. But it's not deterring Conway at all. Conway constantly coming back. He needs to add a little bit of pressure here. That's a great job.
Yeah.
That was all really well done right there by Conway. He's starting to slip the punches a little bit.
And you're starting to see Scott slow down a little.
We are, but here's the thing is we're less than a minute into round 2. Right? So if we're going 5, this is fantastic, right? But this is anybody's round. The first round was likely Isaiah, so Conway's really going to have to turn it on here in the last minute and in round 3. You can't half spin. You got to spin or not spin. That's a fantastic job right there. I love to see the cross into the roll. Looking good out of Conway. These guys are trading now. Conway's nice. Nice. Some hard shots by Conway and return fire by Isaiah. So I'm noticing like a little tick out of Conway, and Conway's fired up.
He's fired up.
Conway's fired up. Conway is absolutely fired up. I'm noticing like a little tick out of Conway when he throws a right hand and he really like falls with it. His natural tendency is to just spin and kick, and that's really cool. But he's got to be careful of doing it.
You can't fall in love with it
too many times.
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, we have a term when you fall in love with a technique. We call it getting stuck in the ghetto. You don't want to get stuck in the ghetto for too long, you know? Like if you really just stay doing the same technique, we call it getting stuck in the ghetto. So you don't want to get stuck there. You want to hang out there for a little bit, have a little party there, and then come on out and come back to reality.
Just hang out in the ghetto for a little bit.
Just a little bit, until like 9:30.
Yeah, 9:30 got to go.
Till the street lights come on.
Well, we got another one where it could come down to the 3rd round.
Oh, yeah. This is anybody's fight. Could definitely come down to this round right here. Very likely 1-1.
Kris Conway, covered in blood, presenting quite the view for the audience. This is a great fight out of two young warriors.
And Conway's all over it now. And a hard jab by Isaiah. Wow.
There's that spin again. See, to your point. Oh, and he eats a big right for his efforts.
Wow. These guys,
Conway's got to get his
when
head
these
off
guys
the
are
line.
just trading like this, man, it's hard to judge. Harder shots so far landed by Isaiah.
Superman punch. Creative.
A minute and a half left. Anybody's fight. That's a hard kick.
Yeah, really hard.
It's a hard high kick.
Because they talk about even when you block those, it still hurts, right? It's still hurting your arm.
With the padding of the gloves, it's a little different, and they're wearing the gloves of the shin guard, so it's a little bit different. But it's it landed on the judge's eyes at the very least. Conway is doing a good job of and we lost the mouthpiece again. Conway doing a good job of moving his head off the center line. Like, you know, when he rolls, he's not allowing his head to be there, but he needs to like follow up with punches with that, right? So he needs, and then yes, like that, and would stay at it. Just a little bit more of that, and that could be the difference. But again, this is anybody's fight. But it's hard to tell, but from our viewpoint, it's looking like the damage is worn a little bit more by Conway, right? The harder shots a little bit are from Isaiah. But, and whoa! And the headgear coming all the way off. This is anybody's fight, though. And now they're going to have a little pit stop, and then they get to get at it for like another 30 seconds. So these guys need to both gather themselves right now and take a couple breaths, take a couple deep breaths, and then get at it at the end of the fight.
Hey, great work by both of our officials helping out with some of the wardrobe malfunctions. We had a cup malfunction, now a headgear malfunction. Kris Conway jumping right back in there and throwing 1-2, 1-2.
Excellent there by Conway. Excellent job. But some hard right hand there by Isaiah.
Fun fight. Fun fight, bloody fight, Agogi Fight League 8. It's what you come to expect as a big right hand drops in by Isaiah. Titus Lawrence taking control of the octagon. Who's it going to be, Logan Nash? Who will you be interviewing? Chris Conway or Isaiah Scott? It all comes down to this. Both fighters leaving it all in the octagon.
Well, both of them are deserving of it, I'll tell you that much. Absolutely incredible fight from both of these young men. Both of them should leave with their head held high. But I can only interview one of them. We will find out.
We will find out. Logan Nash, building the anticipation. Now to Chuck Farmer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what a great fight. Let's give him another big round of applause. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. Let's go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. All three judges scored 29-28. For the red corner, Kris, the future.
Interesting. Chris Conway with the decision, 2-1. Not necessarily the way I saw it. Let's see.
I'm here with your winner, Chris Conway. They say it's not your losses that define you, it's how you bounce back from them. Last time we saw you, you had a tough fight, and you came back. That was blood and guts, man. That was an awesome fight.
Thank you, man. Really, I don't know what to say after that.
That's okay, brother. Your fighting did it for you. You don't have to say anything. One more time, a reminder, both these young men are under the age of 18. These are young men walking around high schools. Man, what's next for you, Chris?
Man, hopefully I can get my belt back, for sure.
Yeah. You had a tough round one. You got your nose busted up a little bit. Did you think that the pressure in round 2 and 3 was enough to get you the decision?
Yes, I definitely thought it was. I was trying to push him back as much as I could and not let him push me back at all.
Absolutely, you did an awesome job of that. Congratulations one more time, your winner, Chris Conway.